Welcome everyone, this is your own channel Learner Saga. In this video we will discuss the concluding portion of the story The Little Girl by Catherine Mansfield. But before starting, I like to request you to press the like button and subscribe the channel if you are new, and also to comment and share the video. So without wasting any time, let's begin. In the previous two videos we have discussed about the little girl and her relationship with her parents, particularly with her father. The girl was very much afraid of her father, and an incident happened when trying to gift her father a present, with a present, the little girl committed a nuisance. She torn the important documents of her father, and when the father was in search of that paper, without finding, it was discovered that it was done by the little girl, and the father caned her. When the girl, by the next time when she met her father, she was very much fearful, and she tried to conceal her hands. She tried to hide her hands behind her back, and she became red due to fear. So now, from paragraph number 9, the McDonalds lived next door. So in the neighborhood, the family McDonalds, they lived. They had 5 children. Looking through a gap in the fence, the little girl saw them playing tag in the evening. So tag is a children's game of catching one another. It's a game. So the little girl, she used to see this family, McDonald's family. They were very happy and they were all playing tag. The father with the baby, Mao on his shoulders, 2 little girls hanging onto his coat pockets, ran round and round the flower beds, shaking with laughter. So the little girl noticed all those things, that how the father with the baby Mao on his shoulders, how the 2 little girls hanging on their father's coat pockets and running around and round the flower beds, shaking with laughter. All were very happy. Once he saw the boys turn the hose on him, and he tried to catch them laughing at all the time. She also noticed and found quite striking. It was quite surprising for her that all the boys were turning the hose on their father, and the father, Mr. McDonald, he tried to catch them laughing all the time. So she found quite contradictory thing. Her father was very strict person. She was always angry with her. He was always angry with her. And in contradiction, Mr. McDonald's, he was a very easygoing person. He used to play with his children. Then she decided there were different sorts of fathers. Yes, now she decided that not all the fathers are same. Not all the fathers are angry. There are some fathers who are very good with their children. Suddenly one day mother became ill, and she and grandmother went to hospital. So one day the little girl's mother, she became ill, and she and grandmother went to hospital to visit her. The little girl was left alone in the house with Alice the cook. Probably the grandmother was also in the hospital to stay with her mother. And as she was alone, she was with the cook. Cook's name is Alice. There was all right in the daytime. As there was Alice, it was all okay for the girl in the daytime. So here you can see the image of the McDonald's family. The father is playing with his children, and here the little girl Kezia, she is peeping. She is peeping through the hole. But the same old nightmare came. Okay. While it was no, we are here actually. But while Alice was putting her to bed, she grew suddenly afraid. It was quite okay while in daytime. But while Alice was putting her to bed, she grew suddenly afraid. What will I do if I have a nightmare? So this question comes to the little girl. She asked it, that what will I do if I have a nightmare? Nightmare means a bad dream. I often have nightmares and then Granny takes me into her bed. I can't stay in the dark. It all gets whispery. Okay, so the little girl said her concern, that what will she do if she have some nightmare, then what should she do? You just go to sleep, child, said Alice. Alice said in a consoling manner, you don't think about that, you just try to sleep. Pulling off her socks, and don't you scream and wake your poor pa. See here, the first time the father is given a very fond kind of attribution, poor pa, given by Alice. Alice said, you just try to sleep and don't scream, so that your poor pa, he is waking, he is sleeping, he may wake up with your scream, because he is running all those days for your mother. She is trying to take care of your mother by going to the hospital and then coming to the home and doing errands and doing so many things. That's why, as he is having a sound sleep, don't try to wake him up by screaming. But the same old nightmare came. The butcher with a knife and a rope, who came nearer and nearer, smiling that dreadful smile. While she could not move, could only stand still, crying out, Grandma, Grandma. So the nightmare happened. It came, and the same nightmare. It's a nightmare of a butcher with a knife and a rope who was trying to kill her. And he was coming nearer and nearer the little girl, and he was smiling also in a dreadful way. And the girl was crying out, Grandma, Grandma. She woke shivering to see father beside her bed. And when she was shivering means she was shaking with fear, she saw her father beside her bed with a candle in his hand. So the father was there with a candle. What's the matter? He said. And he asked, what's the matter? Why are you shouting? Why are you shivering? Oh, a butcher, a knife. I want Granny. The girl was very much afraid. In brief, she said it was a butcher, a knife. That's why she wanted her Granny. He blew out the candle, bent down, and caught up the child in his arms, carrying her along the passage to the big bedroom. So the father immediately decided. He extinguished the candle, and stooping, he caught up the child in his arms and carried her to the big bedroom. A newspaper was on the bed. That means the father took the little girl to his own bedroom. There was a newspaper on his bed. He put that away. He put away the paper, then carefully tucked up the child. Okay, so the father carefully tucked up. See the love, the affection. He lay down beside her. Not only that, the father laid down beside her, half asleep still with the butcher's smile all about her, it seemed. She crept close to him. So Again, the imagination of butcher, the dreamlike situation of butcher came to her, and she crept close to her father with fear, snuggled her head under his arm, held tightly to his shirt. So she snuggled. Snuggled means it is given, you can see, moved into a warm, comfortable position close to another person. As she was very afraid, very much afraid, she snuggled. She snuggled her head. She was trying to put her head under her father's arm. Then the dark did not matter. She lay still. And when she put her head under her father's arm, then it doesn't matter whether the room was dark or not. Here, rub your feet against my legs and get them warm, said father. As the girl was getting cold because of due to fear, the father, understanding this, realizing this, he asked the child to rub her feet against his legs so that she would get some warmth. Tired out, he slept before the little girl. As he was very much tired, he slept immediately, but the little girl wasn't. A funny feeling came over her. See the feeling, it was funny. Poor father, not so big. After all, now it appeared to her that poor father, and he was not so big after all. Previously she thought her father was a big giant. Now it appeared to her that not so big after all, and with no one to look after him, and the father has no one to look after. Although she had the granny, mother, everyone to look after her, but the father had no one to look after, to take care of him. He was harder than grandmother. Although the father was very hard, he was harder than the grandmother's body. But it was a nice hardness. But this hardness is nice. It's beautiful. And every day he had to work and was too tired to be a Mr. MacDonald. Now the little girl understands that as every day he had to work very much and was too tired to be a Mr. MacDonald. So here you can see again, too tired to be a MacDonald. That means he was too tired, he was so tired that it was not possible for him to become a person like Mr. MacDonald. As the little girl had seen earlier that Mr. MacDonald was enjoying with his children. Then the little girl thought that why she had not the privilege of having such kind of father. But now she realized that as her father was very hard-working person, so he was so tired that she could not be a Mr. MacDonald. She had torn up all his beautiful writings, and now came the feelings that she had torn up all his beautiful writings. She tired suddenly. She shook. Stirred means she shook, and sighed and took a deep breath. "What's the matter?" asked her father. So her father again asked, "What's the matter? Another dream? Again, do you have any nightmare?" "Oh," said the little girl. Now the girl said, "My head's on your heart. I can hear it going. What a big heart you have got, father dear." So now the girl understands, and she said, "My head's on your heart. I can hear it going. I can hear your heartbeat. What a big heart you have got, father dear," addressing the father as dear, probably for the first time. As in the story, the little girl said, "The father, you have a very big heart. Yes, previously I thought you have a big stature. Your mouth was big, especially when you yawned. Now I find you have a big heart. So the realization came. Previously, the girl used to treat her father as something, a figure like a giant. He was very disciplined. As the father was very disciplined, he also tried to make the little girl disciplined. But now the little girl understands that the father is not bad with her. Actually, he loves her very much, and all the things that he does is for her betterment, so that she become a good girl, a disciplined girl, and all the betterment may flourish on her. So this is the story, student. We have completed the story in this video, and as it is given in the first page, her understanding changes from fear. Okay, she had the feelings. She changed the feeling of fear from fear to understanding. So up to this, we will meet in the next video. Till then, goodbye.